Hello, welcome to the True Crime Lounge. My name is Breezy, and today we are going to be talking about serial killer couples. Isn't it the saying that a couple who kills together is meant to be? Well, before I get started, I want you to hit that like button. I want you to subscribe. I want you to comment any serial killer couples I've talked about today that really have piqued your interest, or there's any I did not talk about. Um, did not talk about today. I also have a merch shop. You can go and check that out. Any of the color shirts will go for the cause. Any of the merch colors will go to the cause of the awareness month that's spring. There's like domestic awareness, domestic violence awareness, domestic abuse, sexual assault, sexual abuse awareness, mental health awareness, suicide prevention, things like that. I am a big advocate for those. So it's important for me to give back in any way I can. So with that being said, let's jump right into today's video. All right. First on our list today we have Carla Hamako and Paul Bernardo. Do those names sound familiar? If they don't, you might know them as the Ken and Barbie killers. So in 1987, 17-year-old veterinary vet tech Carla Hamako met 23-year-old cigarette smuggler Paul Bernardo. Before their relationship, Paul raped 10 plus girls and, and he got the moniker the Scarborough Rapist. So, between 1990 and 1992, Harmako and Bernardo raped and killed 3 women, including Hamako's younger sister. So, while Bernardo is serving a life sentence, Harmako inked a deal of the century and only serving 12 years for her involvement in the crimes. So she is currently free, married, and has 3 children of her own. Next, we have probably 2 of the most famous ones in history that you know of. If you guessed Bonnie and Clyde, you are correct. So, as you know, in 1930, 19-year-old Bonnie Parker met 21-year-old Clyde Barrow. The next couple of years, Barrow spent in and out of prison, but once he was released in 1932, their crime spree began. Even though they're known for their numerous robberies and banks and small stores, they also killed upward of 9 cops and 4 civilians. So, what happened that infamous day, May 13, 1934? Well, police officers and Texas Rangers opened fire on Parker and Barrow as they were leaving their hideout and died instantly. Alright, so number 3 on our list, we have Myra Henley and Ian Brady, aka the Murs Murderer. Number 4 on our list, we have Christine Paul Hilo and Chris Snyder, aka the Clear Lake Massacre. So in 2003, 17-year-old Christina Polito, is it Palia or Polila? Because I know there's like some weird rule with the spelling, so I wanted to make sure I'm pronouncing it right because I'm terrible with names. Met 21-year-old Christopher Lee Snyder the same year that I'm just gonna say Christine because I do not want to butcher her name up anymore. Met Christine and was voted Miss Irresistible by her classmates. The two began dating and fell into a life of drugs on July 18th of that year. Palila and Snyder went to Palila's friend's house in order to steal drugs, but an argument ensued. The couple shot and killed the 4 people in the house, 2 of Palila's best friends and their boyfriends, and went on the run. It was almost 3 years until the police apprehended both. Palila for the crime, where she was sentenced to life in prison with a chance of parole in 2046. Snyder overdosed on heroin before he was able to get charged. So, Jasmine Richardson and Jeremy Stanek, aka the Richardson family murders. So, in 2006, 12-year-old Jasmine Richardson met 23-year-old Jeremy Stanek. The age difference is truly concerning for me on that. It really is. So Stanek is a self-proclaimed 300-year-old vampire at a punk, who she met at a punk rock concert. The two began dating, much to the outrage and chagrin of both her parents. The two grounded her and forbade her from seeing Stanek ever again. So in retaliation, on that night in April 22nd, 2006, Richardson and Stanek murdered Richardson's parents and her 8-year-old brother. She was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences for these 3 counts in first-degree murder. Since Richardson was a minor and the maximum sentence was only 10 years, including time served, she was released in 2018. Coming in at number 6 on our victims, this will make the Twilight movies more interesting if you ask me, but this is the Twilight Killers. On a side note, yes, I was a Twilight fan. I don't know if it was just because of that age demographic or what, but I can't bring myself to read the books again. I go back and watch the movies, and thinking about the books, I just cringe at the thought. Like, oh my goodness. But that goes with my video on my Breezyville channel. Separate topic for another channel. Anyway, so the Twilight Killers, Kim Edwards and Lucas Markham. Oh, Ian would love this. Sometime between 2015 and 16, 14-year-old Kim Edwards and Lucas Markham began a very intense relationship. Edwards' murder, who had a tense relationship with her daughter, since a domestic altercation between the two in 2008 was wary and worried about the intensity of the relationship and tried to break the two up. In the relationship, Edwards and Markham plotted to kill Edwards' parents. In April 2016, Markham stabbed and smothered both Edwards and Edwards' mother and younger sister after Edwards was unable to go through with it. After the deaths, the couple took a bath, had sex, watched Twilight, until police came the next morning. The two were found guilty and sentenced to 17.5 years of prison. I think that's truly my favorite one I've read so far. Number 7 on our list is Bailey Boswell and Audrey Trell, aka the Tinder Murder. So in 2017, 23-year-old Bailey Boswell and 50-year-old Boswell and 50-year-old Aubrey Trell lured Sydney Loof to her death. Initially, Loof thought she was going on a date with Boswell, who she met on Tinder, but in actuality, she was the targeted victim of the couple. Loof's remains were found throughout 16 garbage bags not long after Boswell and Trell were arrested. Trell was found guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and improper disposal of human remains, and was sentenced to death. Bailey, who was also found guilty, is currently waiting to hear if she'll be sentenced to prison or to death. Interesting. That is it for part 1 of Serial Killer Couples. I decided I'm going to divide this up into 3 parts. So, with that being said, tune in next week and I will try to have an updated episode up for you guys. Remember to go check that merch shop up. Was there any of these couples that surprised you? Did you know about? Or I'm just curious. Let me know in the comments. I'll see y'all next time.